Basically, Dragon Ball's not going anywhere.
Yeah, they gotta milk it, and I'm drinking the milk.
Oh, big time. I got milk all over my face.
Hey guys, I'm Dave.
And I'm Alex.
And today we're going to talk about the most recent chapter of Dragon Ball Super Manga, Chapter 87.
The issue begins with Goku and Vegeta talking about how their strength wasn't enough for this fight. Granolah keels over, but just needs some rest. He reveals to Goku and Vegeta that he only has 3 years left to live after his wish to become the strongest in the universe.
Monaito comes to heal the fighters and is surprised that he is able to restore all three to full power. Suddenly, Monaito is shot through the back and a decrepit gas is shown flying behind them.
Goku and Vegeta charge up instantly to their new forms and attack Gas, who continues to give them a good fight. However, as Gas fights, his body deteriorates. When he takes a punch to the face and a kick to the arm from Goku, his flesh begins to fall off his body.
The Heeters siblings try to stop their brother, but Elec reveals that Gas is about to die. It's all the time that the wish left him. Gas hears this and is shocked. He finds some water and he can't believe his reflection is staring back at him.
Elec screams at Gas to get back to the fight before he shows up. But before Gas can continue, Frieza drops to the ground and greets Gas. Gas powers up one final time and attacks Frieza, but with barely any effort, Frieza claws straight through Gas, who disintegrates entirely into a brittle skeleton.
Goku and Vegeta are shocked that Frieza could be so strong in his base form. It's revealed that Frieza trained in a hyperbolic time chamber on another planet for 10 years. Frieza proceeds to kill Elec, and then shocks the Saiyans further by revealing a new form, Black Frieza.
Black Frieza takes out both Saiyans simultaneously with a clothesline, and both Goku and Vegeta power down to base form as they fall. However, Frieza says he came for another target, so he'd let them off easy today.
Frieza recruits the Heeter siblings as a cook and a waiter, and Whis shows up and heals Monaito. He explains that Beerus needs help making instant yakisoba, and then he takes the Saiyans to meet him. Before they leave, Goku receives his father's scouter and sees an image of him.
Granolah and Monaito stay back to fix up the planet, but Vegeta extends an invitation to come battle again. Goku asks if the Oracle Fish was talking about Frieza being the strongest warrior, but Whis cryptically mentions that perhaps the strongest warrior has emerged elsewhere in the universe. This was a pretty massive chapter, and I already saw the initial reaction online was pretty positive, which kind of surprised me given that so many things happened so quickly. But one of the things that was a shock to me was that the Heeters were pretty much done. So Gas is gone. Like I guessed that he was going to die pretty quickly, but the fact that Elec was killed was also a really big blow. And the question is, what's going to happen with that android 7-3? I think was the name.
Right.
Is he still out there? Do the other Heeters know about him? And like, kind of like, how do you feel about just Gas going out like that?
Honestly, I feel like a lot of recent arcs, not all of them obviously, but a lot of them have like kind of a pulled out of their butt kind of ending where it's just the villains winning, then maybe the good guys are able to kind of push him back a little bit, and then he comes back.
Yeah.
And then like some Mary Sue ending kind of happens, like Zeno killing Goku Black, that kind of stuff. But I actually like this one because if you guys watched our previous video kind of with our predictions for the next arc, we were kind of talking about like, oh, what's going to happen with the Heeters now? How are they going to deal with Frieza? Are they going to run off and fight him with like whatever's left of Gas? And that actually kind of answers itself because then Frieza shows up and just takes out Gas. And then right before that, I actually did like how Gas kind of arose with like whatever little power he had left.
Yeah.
And he's like still way stronger than the rest of them. And he's kind of, like you mentioned, decrepit. He's falling apart. I really like the art style that they kind of went with it. Made it look like this is like at the verge of madness. And they kind of mentioned that. And then Frieza just shows up. And
I do think that the fact that all of the fighters had been restored to full strength, and the rate at which Gas was deteriorating, even though he was individually stronger than each of them, if the three of them, let's say Frieza didn't show up, they were going to beat him.
Yeah,
like
well,
that was going to happen.
They reused the same tactic as basically, just like hold him off while Granolah charges or something. Although Granolah did mention that he lost years off his remaining life by charging up that last attack to defeat
Exactly.
Gas.
I think they just could have punched him, right? Like he was basically pulled pork at that point.
Yeah, basically he was falling apart.
One thing that was kind of interesting was how supremely confident Elec was to call Frieza to the planet. Now we know that he had to, because basically Gas wasn't going to make it off planet to go find Frieza and then kill him. So Elec was counting quite a bit on Gas finishing this fight sooner than he actually did, and then actually having enough left in the tank to fight Frieza, and Frieza not having powered up the way that he did. So he really put all of his eggs into one basket, and it kind of blew up in his face, literally.
Yeah. I like how they kind of set up how Elec is like this planning figure, this mafia boss. He's, trying to control the whole family in order to gain these things, and then he plans on Frieza showing up, and then Frieza shows up and he's not the same Frieza that he was expecting. I definitely think that Gas would have whooped Frieza's butt had Frieza not done like the training. Like Golden Frieza, I think he would have easily defeated him.
Oh, absolutely, right? Because he wasn't near to where Goku and Vegeta were at that point in time. So, but now we know that he's trained for 10 years, and that seems like a really crazy number. So he says that he had to be on the winning side for once and against the Saiyans, and I totally understand that. So all of that lines up for me. The part that I just don't get is why would he pick 10 years? Like he could have picked 5 years. He could have picked 2 years. Right? Like 1 year is the max that we've seen in the time chamber. So it just seems kind of strange. Again, and he's not someone that like has experience training. What was it in
4 months before?
4 months before. So he, where does he learn to train? Or is that why it took 10 years? Because he was learning to train during that time. Yeah,
that could be it. Also, I think maybe he's built up like an endurance for suffering, because he was in hell for like however like a decade, or maybe not a decade. I don't know how long he was in hell, but he was like suffering, and I think he never wants to feel that again, and he wants to, he likes to squish the puny ants, and I think that was just a driving motivation. The 10 years, it's kind of extreme, but at the same time, we don't know how long that converts on that planet's hyperbolic time chamber. We don't know if it's like a 1 day is 1 year or 1 day is 10 years. Maybe the ratio is just different, right?
Maybe he had to do 10 years. Yeah, we don't really know. What we do know is that one punch from him was able to power down our 2 newly powered up warriors. So that's pretty significant leap. And this is something...
At full strength.
Right.
At full strength, full energy.
And this is something that we often see at the beginning of an arc to show how powerful the villain can be, or when the villain gets to that point during an arc. But now we're going into the next arc knowing that Frieza is already this strong. So what needs to be asked is he motivated by revenge? Because if he was, I really can't, how much has he changed? The way that he smiled at the Heeters when he recruited them, like that was kind of weird.
He's still pretty evil.
He's still evil, certainly, but I just kind of wonder, is there something else? Does he want this? He's no longer, like the old Frieza would just kill them and be done with it. I think
he did like toying with people.
He did, but
that's why he brought Vegeta on board and didn't tell him that the planet was destroyed, because he was like, he liked to be a puppeteer a little bit.
And but then when he was backed into a corner, like he just needed to kill whoever was in his way. And I think that he's gotten to a point now where this is big enough where he wants to make it a spectacle in some way. So that's why we're going to see it. But it's still kind of strange for him to just leave.
Yeah, maybe he just wants to drop a little seed of doubt, like, maybe he wants the Saiyans to really fear him again, not just wipe them out. He wants them to tremble when he shows up, just like in the Namek arc where, there was all this hype, like, oh my god, we got a first fight, Dodora and whatever, and then the Ginyu Force shows up, and then finally Frieza shows up, and he's just another level above them, and everybody's trembling, and all these different things. That's one of my favorite types of arcs in just anime in general, like the build up to a villain, and I like how they kind of showed, okay, this is my power, bye.
And so I wonder now that Frieza's this powerful that, one, how does somebody bridge the gap of 10 years? Do they have to go into their own chamber? Is there a different type of training? But the other thing is that now that Frieza's so powerful, can he train other people? Can he find some other promising warriors and kind of build a new Ginyu squad or a new force for the Earth fighters to actually go up against? And maybe we get some more tournament-like things where, we have Vegeta versus Frieza's number 2, and we have Gohan fighting somebody, or whoever else. Like there could be some potential here for some new in-universe fighters to appear.
Yeah, I agree. I also think that Frieza as a villain lends himself to that because he likes to be the emperor. He likes to have underlings. It's not like Goku Black where he didn't want to have really, and he just wanted to wipe out the, you know, existence. Frieza just likes to be at the top. He likes people fearing him. He likes dominating others. So I think you're right. I think it does lend itself to having more like number 2s, number 3s. Maybe there'll be like a new style, like a Ginyu Force, like a special forces of Frieza that he trains. Maybe he'll train them in the time chamber as well. And
maybe what's going to happen is like maybe that's 2 arcs away. Maybe there's going to be a training arc in some way. Maybe it's not a villain, but it's a power up arc where Goku and Vegeta need to overcome some sort of trial or challenge to then get to the next arc where they actually deal with Frieza. Or maybe, like we alluded to, there is somebody else out there, but I don't know. I don't really buy that. Do you?
No. In the universe, I don't think so. Although, I guess you could theorize, like, oh, the wish made them the strongest in the universe, right? It made Gas and Granolah the strongest in the universe, and they were way stronger than Goku and Vegeta at that point. So maybe there is someone like in between what Gas and Granolah got to and them. But it'd be weird that they were never spotted, that, you know, none of the Kais have ever sensed them, none, Beerus or Whis don't know about them. It has happened, like Broly, he was off on a little planet. It's possible, but there's only so much they could stretch out. What I'm hoping happens is that they have, you know, it's been a long time since we've interacted with the other universes. What's going on with, like, Jiren's universe? What's going on in those 4 universes that didn't have to
participate? Yeah.
Plus, if you remember correctly, in the show there's 12, but there was originally, was there 16 original universes, and then Zeno erased 4 of them, and that was to like kind of prelude that's a power that he has. So there's 4 universes that maybe those were wished back in the wish as well, like by Android 17.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential.
There's a lot of stuff they can do, and
basically Dragon Ball's not going anywhere.
Yeah, they gotta milk it, and you know, I'm drinking the milk.
Oh, big time. I got milk all over my face. Well, that's gonna be it from us.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember to leave your comments. Let us know what you thought of the manga chapter, what your predictions are moving forward. Please like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day.
And go have a glass of milk.